Good morning, how are you? Well, we're going to finish unit 11, okay, part 4, speaking and writing part, and we're going to learn two new things. About the speaking, we're going to retell a story. I have posted you a video where, even if it's for kids, it will explain how to retell a story, okay, because sometimes we have to summarize, or for example, in the oral mediation, yeah, you have to tell things otherwise, you have to paraphrase, okay? So we're going to learn how to tell a story again and how to write an opinion essay in formal style. Okay, so we're going to start in page 112. That is about everything a new story. First of all, here we have two pictures. Okay, so what do you think these stories are about? Here in the first one, we have four numbers. Okay, and we have the face of a really elder woman. Okay, and we'll see she's with closed eyes. Seems a bit sad, isn't it? We don't know exactly what's happening to her. And also, she's wearing a strange hat. Okay, maybe it's winter, we don't know. Well, in the second one, there's a picture of what seems to be an astronaut, or the disguise of an astronaut, because a man is running with a flag in his or her, because we don't know. We suppose it's a man, but could be a woman. So he's holding a flag, okay, white and with red, and he's finishing a race, something like that. Okay, also we have four numbers on the picture, so we have to listen to do the listening to know what happened in these two stories. Okay. Sorry. So we're going to have a look at the chart in page 112. That is language for speaking. Okay, so quoting from the sources. When you quote, I have posted you other day how to quote sentences, how to quote in written and in oral. Okay, so we say apparently, supposedly, according to the newspaper, according to the author, according to the writer, according to. From what I understand, from what I read, imagine you don't remember who has said this. So from what I remember, okay? Or if you want to give your own opinion, you say the saddest thing about this, or it was, what sad was weird, what's strange, what's impressive about this. So if you want to give your impression about the story, okay? And if you are being baggy, okay, something like it seems that I can't remember exactly precisely, but around 30 something other, okay, because when you're telling something, maybe you don't know exactly, or you don't remember, or you don't want to say it, okay, so you have to not saying it specifically, but use these expressions to be back, okay. So this is one part. The other part is about an opinion essay, right? Well, we have opinion essay, that is giving your opinion. Okay, could be argumentative test. Okay, your opinion for the bad or for the beta. Okay, for the worse or for the beta. Here we're going to see how to write in a formal style, but there are other opinions or essays that are in informal style. But usually essays are formal. Okay, so remember the connectors, remember the linking words we have worked before, and remember that in a formal style we don't use several things, like for example contractions. Okay. I'm going to read this test, page 113, whose title is "The Internet has improved the quality of journalism discussed." Okay. First of all, I want to say that in some of your writings, I have correct internet with capital letter. The internet is always with the article, because it's a specific thing, but internet before was always with capital letter. Now is with or without. There's not a specific rule. So if you put it without capital letter, it's okay. If you put it with capital letter, it was okay. Okay, so there is no question that the internet has transformed the news industry in recent decades, and that its impact has been both positive and negative. Online news is frequently criticized for being unreliable and based on very little evidence. Remember that news is uncountable, so we say news is, okay? In addition, commercial pressures in this increasingly competitive market encourage journalists to concentrate on what's popular and what will attract interest on social media, rather than on what is important. However, connector. We start a new paragraph, connector. However, it's also true that the internet has brought several benefits to new customers. We have a more varied choice of news sources than ever before. We're no longer limited to the newspapers and radio and television news services in our particular part of the world. Americans can watch Al Jazeera online, while Australians can read the New York Times. Examples, okay? Now, it says very important, the examples. Furthermore, another connector. Furthermore, the internet has made it possible for new media companies to join the industry. For example, the Huffington Post, now one of the popular and respected news sources worldwide, wouldn't exist without the internet. An additional benefit of online news reporting is that smartphones now enable journalists, both professional and citizen journalists, to publish text, photos, or video wherever they are, which means that the chances of something important being captured by somebody at the scene are much higher. Unbalanced. I would argue that the benefit of internet news outweigh the downsides. It should also be remembered that the internet does not replace traditional journalism. Whether delivered via the internet or print media, it adds to it. Okay? So, a first paragraph, introduction. Then, more explanation. However, contrary things, okay? The odd things. Furthermore, more details. On balance, in short, in brief, okay? So here you have language for writing, you have exercises, you have also two PDFs that I send you with samples, information, exercises, and the structure of this, okay? I have with you written part, okay, talking about media, so you could also add this thing, okay? And anything, we have finished Unit 11. We're going to do a little summarize. You remember in Unit 11 was about media. So we talked in the first unit about vocabulary, about television, binge watching, if you remember. The reported speech, that is quite difficult, I told you. We have 2 units of reported speech general, and reporting verbs. If you have any question, just tell me, because I know it's quite difficult. And some of you told me that the previous year you didn't review reported speech. As usually is the end of the unit, at the end of all units, sometimes teachers don't have time to review it. So if you have any question, tell me. If you want me to explain it again, I will explain it again, okay? If you want more exercises, the same. Well, the second unit, positive news. You have writing to work with that, okay? More reporting verbs, as I told you previously. And the unit of vocabulary and right development, we talk about an interesting web page. And adjective suffixes, okay, how to change words, okay, how to transform adjectives or nouns into adjectives or verbs into adjectives, okay. And in this unit, how to retell story and opinion essay, okay. And you have the video about going viral. Now, very trendy, this, okay. So you have an interesting video of how things go viral, okay. What's viral thing, okay. And the review, also I give you the answers of the review, the answers of the video, the list of the vocabulary of this unit. And as I told you before, unit 12, that is life stages, I'm going to summarize it. In this year, we're not going to see Unit 12, so not for this year. But for those who need to pass the certificate exam, just in case you have something about that, I'm going to record a video explaining all the units and give you details as in the previous units, okay? So, everything for now. Be happy and see you next week. Bye-bye.